Yeah, this is Litt Green, and you are watching Heritage Hip Hop, heritagehiphop.com. Tune in, y'all. Official.
Peace and blessings, and welcome back to Heritage Hip-Hop. And it always is important for me to introduce your future favorite artist to you. And today I have somebody out of Jersey that's not only reinstating the culture, but he's doing what some of our favorite broadcasters do in the sports world. Introduce yourself to the people.
I go by the name of Litt Green from Rahway, New Jersey. Initially, bouncing in and out of Jersey all my life. That's where the roots at.
Check this out, my man. First and foremost, it's a pleasure to have you on Heritage Hip Hop.
Thank you, man. I appreciate being here too, bro. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Because Heritage Hip Hop celebrates hip hop in its rawest form and its most creative form. What about hip hop pulled on your earstring and it made you want to write?
I mean, music pulled on my earstring. So coming up at the time, hip hop was a baby. So it was coming up. I'm like, young. So what you grow up in around your teens and a little bit younger, that's the start, that kind of stuff that really generates with you. And boom, hip hop had an explosion. You know what I mean? I just stuck with me from day one.
But your area of hip hop is totally different than the Essex County area of hip hop.
Yeah.
See, from Broadway, I know about the Rahway Linden Wars.
Okay.
I know about the Rahway Linden ciphers right on George Street.
Okay.
I know about all that.
Okay.
So, my question to you is, when did you really start writing? Like, roughly what year was that?
Now, I heard you reference that too with Pat. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Pat Nat too. Salute, bro. I heard you reference that. And I'ma honestly say, I don't know what that battle was or who it was. But listen, Rahway Linden's always been like the arch rival thing. Shout out to everybody in Linden.
The high school.
My Linden people and Rahway people for sure. But for me, I wanna say like Audio 2. Mm-hmm. And I remember writing a rhyme down, watching the video from Video Music Box. Shout out Ralph McDaniels too, man. That led everything. That was my library right there. That was a big library right there. Mm-hmm. But learning that song and writing it every day, memorizing it. Mm-hmm. I remember my older brother walked in one day and was like, bro, write your own. You know what I mean? Boom, it stuck with me, wrote it, and that was it. You know what I mean? So.
All right, because the real MCs from Jersey always get tested. Mm-hmm. And that's when I think hip hop starts for people who rhyme. That's the base of it, the battling. Mm-hmm. You have to go through that at some point if you consider yourself a true MC. So when did you take your battle? You say you wasn't part of the famous battle on George Street. Was you part of the Rahway, Linden, Elizabeth thing that happened at Skate 22? Back in the day?
We was part, my area, we was part of anybody. So anybody who wanted it. So we went out to Plainfield, if we went to Linden, if we went to Virginia, if we went to New York, wherever the opportunity struck. Now we weren't a crew looking for it, but you go around, you meet girls, you have parties. Oh, he rapped too. Oh, he rapped too. So then it's like, boom, initially you said it right there.
But the thing about Rahway, Linden, and Elizabeth is the 6 degrees of separation between everybody really isn't 6, it's like 2.
Right.
Because everybody's so tight in that one area.
Yeah, you connected to somebody and you see somebody, you know the faces, you know what I mean, if you don't know the names.
When Muhammad Wilkerson got drafted, that was like in 2000 something. Probably 2000.
Yeah, Elizabeth had, right?
Yeah. 2000, with the Linden.
Yeah. Okay.
That was like, 2005 maybe? I don't really remember, right? But around that time, when the Linden had the poppin' girl basketball team and the football team was crazy, hip hop was crazy too.
So what year we talking, right?
We're talking about like the 2000s right now.
2000, like early 2000s.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was the second era of Linden, Rahway hip hop. The first era came in 94 to 96.
All right, so give me somebody from Broadway from that era, say 94, 96, that you know. Give me a name.
Tank. And they used to always play Street Fighter at the little corner
Tank?
store. Tank, named Tank. The Tank used to rhyme. Tank is not a rhymer right now.
Okay.
Right, so unfortunately he passed away.
Okay.
But Tank was the big dark-skinned dude who used to always play Street Fighter at the corner store, alright? And Tank was the one who used to always be like, yo, check my man out, check my man out, check my man out. And in that era, there was so many mans that it was like, I can't, you know what I mean?
Can't grasp everybody's name and everything.
Tell me about the 94 to 96 era of Rahway hip-hop. Because that was a big part of New Jersey hip-hop history.
So yeah, so I'ma say this, cause a lot of them brothers I'm close with, you know, and you never hear this too much, cause they got their own story. I could never tell their story, but I could tell my story, my little affiliations. Cause my clique was ECS clique, and we was from down Howard, Broadway. So when you go to Broadway, you gotta break down the parks. They all sectioned off. So I rep down Howard, cool. But who was bubbling at the time was COC. Okay. So if you know any of them, they kind of were like, it was very similar to Wu-Tang. So Rahway kind of like almost had a similar thing, at least that part of it, us and them, and kind of like we veered off to like Wu or Queensbridge, you know what I mean? So, but that's where that kind of like, it's a lot of names within that.
Yeah.
I'll let them tell their story. You should definitely try to reach out to that.
Well, help
and
me
I can
out.
play into that if they ever want to tell their story, because they were a deep rooted, and it spawned off. It's a lot of people that spawned off from that, you know what I mean?
The reason why I say the 96 era, 94 to 96, because Science of Life was out.
Science of Life, yeah. Metaphysics is the science of life. I remember them dudes. Shout out to them. Shout out to Science of Life.
And they were bubbling around the Plainfield, Elizabeth, Linear, Rahway area.
Where was they? You know where they were from?
Plainfield mostly.
Plainfield, okay.
So like, I remember how the names bubbled through there. And Rahway and Linden used to always battle the Elizabeth projects.
Okay.
So, Rahway was known for having people who were either uber aggressive lyrically or smooth lyrically. Tell me about you and how you came up and how you fit into that cloth.
So I came up with whatever comes out. We came up on original shit. Not going extra, you had to do the raw, you had to do the buster or whatever. Everybody got their own thing. But we just came up on lyrics, metaphors, but just picking original shit. Like, you don't have to sound like, it's hard at that time, because still, they said everybody sound the same now. You go back to that era, the people that were out, a lot of people sounded the same. You just didn't know a lot of these groups. But lyrics was definite for me, you know. Yeah.
Jersey was known for the punchline. What was Rahway known for?
Diversity. We had everything. We had bars. We had wisdom, knowledge. You know, you got a lot of 5%ers out there, so we get cut from a lot of that cloth. You had your straight shoot 'em up, bang bang MCs. You know, more street MCs out there. We had your jail MC. Rahway got everything, man. That's rap land for real. If anybody ever dug into Rahway,
which I'm gonna do.
Yeah, and listen, you. No, nothing against whatever, but you speaking to a gym right now. And I say that with respect, because I know where I came from, I know what MCs was around me, and I know my art and what I come from this hip hop, you know what I mean? And I appreciate you again for that, bro.
Oh, no doubt.
Because you can see something, trust me.
Hip hop in Rahway is just as notorious for the game as North is for Jersey hip hop, because I got the pleasure to speak to Mr. Maxwell Melvins. You know him. Maxwell Melvins was the leader of the Lifers group. The prison hip hop group that came out.
Oh yeah. Shout out Original. Shout out Merch. Yeah.
So I got to speak with him, and then even doing my homework, there's little, like you said, the parks, how they separated. There's little park stories, and the story at the Chinese food store, people used to go nuts in the cipher, and I want to get them back, because like everybody talks about everybody who could have had a chance. Rahway had a chance to be bigger than what it is. But one thing messed Rahway hip-hop up, and it was the fact that Rahway had the distinction of not wanting to be anybody, but to assimilate to people. So you was from Rahway, you was Rahway.
Right.
But people didn't distinguish a Rahway cat from a Union County cat at all.
I got you.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
How do you define Rahway as opposed to Linden, as opposed to Elizabeth?
Broadway as opposed to Linden, Elizabeth. Very more similar to a Linden, but Linden is their own.
Yeah, their own thing.
lane.
Yeah.
Elizabeth, that's their own thing. But we all connected. Broadway's their own thing. We all got the similarities because it's, you know, it's close. You got family, friends, you all rock. That train station take you back, boom, boom, boom.
Mm-hmm.
But Broadway was like, oh man, it's just a lot of diversity out there. What's your question again? Come back to the question.
How do you separate a Rahway MC
Right.
from a Linden MC and Elizabeth MC?
I don't know how you separate a Linden from Elizabeth because rap is rap. So if you dope, you dope. If you go to Rahway, you get a little bit of everything. Whatever you looking for style-wise, even the new dudes coming up, the young dudes who I've been checking out, you're gonna get a little bit of this or that. You're gonna get what you want going out there. Now, you might not come across it. You go to this artist, I don't listen to that. But right around the block, next park over, yo, he sound like that. You know what I mean? I know exactly what you want to hear. He sound like that. So I'm gonna go with diversity and well-known. Smally well-known, and it's beyond the prison. You know what I mean?
People told me people were jealous of Rahway because when the Spanish people came to Broadway and started mixing it heavy, y'all were known for the pretty Spanish girls and the dudes trying to be smooth. And then the Linden dudes was the gutter dudes who wanted job girls, and the people from Elizabeth was like, we got Spanish girls cool, but they were a little more gritty.
Right. Me coming up, we definitely have more Puerto Rican girls coming through. Lately, or in the past 10, 15 years, a lot of Mexican families out there, but I don't know. There was a lot of Spanish ones though. Where was they at? I ain't seen them. You know what I mean? Because I definitely would have conversed with them. Shout out. You know.
I guess that's when Roselle Park started coming up later in the 90s.
Okay. That's
and
when
then
they
it started growing that way.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? Like I said, George, or St. George.
St. George, yeah.
Yeah, that's a long, that's hip hop right there. That's the whole strip.
Oh yeah, we got stories riding out there with them cats. Listen, Linden, Roselle, Rahway, Elizabeth, you know what I mean?
It's a long stretch.
Yeah, that's a story in itself.
I know, and I mean, how people looked at Paid in Full, so everybody on the block, there was many Friday nights when people was on the block with George, right?
Yeah.
So we gonna come back with that story after part one. Salute the Rahway. We out here.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching our presentation. We ask that you subscribe to our YouTube family and hit the notification bell for updates. Please like, comment, and share this video.
Real hip-hop. Real